Hi and welcome to this Stippleism tutorial. I'm Alice, and in this episode I'll be delving into the dot size and roundness settings for stipple. Overall we'll cover dot size, high density adjustment, roundness and detail. Okay, so hopefully you've watched the previous episode so you know how to apply a basic stipple. For this episode I'm going to use this photo, which I picked as it has a good combination of shadows, highlights and gradients. I've actually used another of our plugins called Phantasm to exaggerate the contrast too. You could also do this in Photoshop. Let's open up the settings for the stipple already applied by clicking the effect in the appearance panel, which will open the stipple menu. Now we're just going to focus on this bit here, which looks at dot size and roundness. So here we have the size of the dot used in the stipple, which is calculated by pixels, but you can also input other measurements. Just make sure you add the units afterwards. Also consider your final output size. If it's going to be printed small, will the dots be big enough to be appreciated? Next we have the high density adjustment, which gives a kick to any of those pure blacks. In general, I keep this on, giving a little more impact. Okay, so next, roundness. Let's zoom in to see this at work. So these dots are at the maximum value of 100, which means they are perfectly round. If I lower it to 5, you'll see they all bulge slightly, creating a rougher and generally more natural hand-drawn look. What this detail setting does is exaggerate the roughness. So if I change the detail to very high, you'll see it just amplifies the roundness setting. We have reached the end of this tutorial. Just to recap, you now know how to change the dot size, high density adjustment, roundness and detail. The next episode will cover dot colour, which I would recommend watching in order to complete your knowledge of the traditional stipple effect. Not bought Stippleism yet? Why not download the free 14-day trial here today and see for yourself. Thanks for watching.